Welcome, Missoula, to the Last Best Beer Show, and happy spring and happy time change and happy nice weather, although we're getting some days of snow mixed in here as well. But I'm super happy to be back with you for another fresh episode of this wonderful show that we talk about beer, Montana beer, Missoula beer, good beer, craft beer. And we've got quite a few things to cover. We've got some very fun guests planned for today's show, a neighbor to our north that you'll hear from shortly, and lots of news to cover. But as we always do, we're going to get started locally. We're going to talk about things that are happening or going to be happening here in Missoula at local breweries, bars, and great places. So save the dates and get online and start following these breweries if you're not. But I want to start with Imagination Brewing Company. They are our good friends and sponsors down on West Broadway. They got a great location. Love Robert and Fernanda. And they've got a lot planned for April. And one of the things is a new reading series that is for children. It's a children's book fundraiser with United Way and the Dolly Parton Foundation, and we're going to have a lot more details to share about that. But on April 10th, there's going to be a special celebrity book reading there at the brewery. So take the kids down. There's going to be a lot of fun things to do. After that, also at Imagination, later in the month, April 16th, yes, the day after Tax Day, I will be debuting a new campaign that they've been working on called Beyond Beer, and I've been very fortunate to be part of this campaign. So you come down. I'll be down there and meeting and greeting and talking with some of the other participants. But it just goes to it's a neat campaign that shows how we can use beer or a brewery setting and go beyond beer, where it's just not about the beer, but it's about the connections that we make to our community, our friends, and our loved ones. So that will be happening about 6 o'clock on April 16th. But other stuff that's happening throughout the month, we're going to give you details about the next cool, super tasty beer dinner happening at the Top Hat. We're going to have our friends from there come in and talk to us in a couple of weeks to share details, but that's going to be a delicious dinner. And then we're going to get right into talking about Missoula Craft Beer Week, which is happening this year, April 30th until May 7th. So, May 7th is going to be the Garden City Brew Fest. It's the state's oldest, biggest, largest, most fun, maybe, and really good weather most of the time. That's happening May 7th, but I am part of a group that plans a lot of beer events that entire week beforehand. We have somewhere between 25 and 35 cool beer events. And you can find out details at MissoulaBeerWeek.com and on Facebook, Missoula Beer Week. But we've got some incredible events that we just can't wait to jump on talking about here next month. So save the date. We're going to get rolling. We got our first interview coming up right now. This week's show, I'm joined on the phone by Graham Hart, good brewer, good guy up in Whitefish. He is founder, brewer, owner, do it all for Bonsai Brewing Project up in Whitefish. Graham, welcome to the Last Best Beer Show.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, how are you doing up there?
Doing great. We're having a good time. We're a year into our new location now and kind of getting everything figured out and starting to be comfortable.
Excellent. Good. Yeah, that was one of the first things I wanted to chat with you about, because when you opened, when did you open doors at your first place?
It was January 2nd, 2014. We opened we had a little 1,000 square foot spot in the mall in town here.
Yep.
And we had to close there on December 21st. Of 2014.
Wow.
We were forced out by a Shopco.
Okay. So
and then, we kind of picked this place up in the process, but we didn't open here until March 13th. So we were down an easy 3.5 months.
Ouch. Yeah. You were just getting going there. And you were technically a nano brewery in your first place? Is that by your size limit?
Yeah, pretty much. I think technically we still kind of fit into that.
Okay.
I started with a 4-barrel system. I'm up to 7 now, so I'm a little more of a brew pub size, not quite so tiny.
Yep.
We're still making a pretty tiny amount of beer compared to a lot of these other guys that are still small breweries around here.
Sure. Art, yeah, very, very handcrafted. Yeah, I was just using a general definition of nano brewery that I've read is about 4.5 barrel system. So anything there or lower is nano brewery, and I don't know,
Totally.
it's a buzzword for as long as you're making good beer, I'm there for a glass or two. So
yeah, that's the truth, man. That's still some of the best IPAs I've had since I opened this place that came from homebrewers.
Oh, excellent. Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, what's been your focus there at Bonsai Brewing Project? Beer wise or business wise or both? What's setting you guys apart, do you think?
Well, right now we're kind of just focusing on our tap room. We really don't distribute much. I think we distributed about 2% of our beer last year.
So we're 2%?
Just really trying to keep lots of taps going, keep a lot of rotators going, and keep that kind of pub atmosphere. That's been our goal pretty much in this new spot.
How many taps do you have there?
We run 10 and pretty much have them full all the time.
Wow. Now, are those divided between what you would call flagships and seasonals? What's that breakdown?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 5 always beers that are always here, a blonde, pale, brown. We have an IRA, an India Red Ale, instead of an India Pale Ale on the regular list.
Excellent.
And then a stout.
Okay. Excellent.
And then I get to play through the other 5 at will, pretty much.
Beautiful.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Well, I know you guys have been a hot destination for the Montana Brewery Passport, and I would say, obviously, if you guys aren't distributing that much, people are eager to get in your doors and try your beer and get their passport stamped and buy a passport. And I really like that approach. You really get to meet the brewers, meet the people who are enjoying the beer at this place because this is where it's going to be.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. It's really nice. Keeping it simple is fun, that's for sure.
Yeah. What standout beers have you found that the people have really embraced? Maybe one from your standard lineup and one seasonal that you've enjoyed brewing and got a great response of. I'm sure all of them, but if one sticks out.
It's pretty cool. We just had our anniversary here a little bit ago, and we had everybody vote on their favorite beer that we've made.
Okay.
And we have a couple different Imperial IPAs. I do like a really light-colored Imperial IPA with honey called Queen Bee, and then a little darker one called Big Papa. They're both about 9 to 9.5%. Those two are right up on the top, but the favorite beer by far has been a habanero and ginger blonde ale that we make called Miss Fang.
Ooh.
And just a 5.5%, nice spice to it, a lot of ginger. It's got some oats to back up the body, and people just, it's like a cult favorite kind of thing where like there's actually people that call to see if it's on and won't come drink other beer. And it's kind of become one of those type of things a little bit.
Of those.
That's kind of our cult favorite pretty much right now.
Awesome. So we can maybe perhaps eliminate some of those phone calls. Do you know when it will be on again so people can try it?
I don't. I do know that I have a bourbon barrel full of it that's just begging to get emptied here real soon.
Uh-oh. I hope you got strong locks on your door, bud. You just you just claimed to having a secret stash of this awesome beer in there. Oh, man. Well, I know, and I'm totally appreciative of your time here to call in and do this interview because I know you're brewing, and we were chatting just a minute before we got started, and you were telling me that this is a collaboration brew that you're working on right here, right now. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You got me at the right time because I got another guy in there doing my job for me.
Oh, excellent.
I got Joe Byers. He used to be the brewmaster at Tamarack for about, I think, 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. And he just recently got a teaching job at the community college here. They started like a brewing applied sciences and brewing procedures course.
Yes.
So that's cool. He's the new teacher of that. It's just the first year in that course. And they're actually building a 3.5 barrel pilot system at the college for him.
Wow.
So they're kind of in the process of getting their system going, and he's been just aching to make beer for a little while. So we got him over here, and we're making a wicked Imperial IPA.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that'll be available here, 3 weeks out maybe? Was it longer than that?
3 to 4 weeks, I bet.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We got some Eldorado, some Mosaic, and Centennial going into it.
Oh, I do love that Centennial hap. So that's the ones that I've always tried to grow at my own house for some home brewing.
Yeah.
It's a staple. for there. Now, are you guys looking ahead for any brew fests or competitions, national, regional competitions for your beer, or brew fests?
We're not traveling too far right now. We've got our local Snow Bus Brew Fest on Big Mountain actually this Saturday.
Okay.
So that'll be a real fun one. And we make it down to a couple of the Missoula ones. Made it to Helena last year, but they kind of, there's a lot of them, and it starts to catch up to us pretty fast.
There are a lot of them. Yes. We're getting ready for Missoula Craft Beer Week here, right at the end of April, which leads right into the Garden City Brew Fest, our oldest, biggest brew fest in the state. And it's the season. It's launching for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, just sort of close things out. You're probably not looking to move again. You got your new digs. You got some great place, great beer. But anything, I don't know, on the horizon that people can get excited about other than great beer all the time?
Right now we're kind of sticking to our guns with what we've got. Not too much expansion. I got some new tanks, and I'm going to be getting some more barrels here soon. We're looking to start doing food at our brewery, which will be really cool.
Congrats.
And hopefully getting that going in the next month or two. Pretty simple stuff. We don't really have our menu figured out yet, but it'll be a nice little addition to the place.
Very good.
And, I'm just kind of being comfortable with my job right now and enjoying the fact that I don't have to look for a new brewery or build something new for it. Excellent.
Good for you guys. Good for you. Well, Graham, Thank you so much, man, and appreciate it, and certainly encourage everyone listening to head up Whitefish their next trip. Stop by the Bonsai Brewing Project. What's your street address?
We're at 549 Wisconsin Avenue, so we're right over the train tracks, heading north towards Big Mountain and Whitefish.
And open most days of the week?
We are Tuesday through Sunday, 1 to 8.
Excellent. Very good. Growler fills available?
Yep, growler fills available. Beers, we got a gigantic yard to sit in and drink, which is working out really good with this good weather. All
right. Very good. What you heard it here. We got joined by Graham Hart, their owner, brewer, founder of Bonsai Brewing Project up in Whitefish. Graham, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ryan. I appreciate you calling me, man.
All righty.
Love craft beer and want to learn how to brew your own? Take this online course to get insider tips from Montana brewers and top secret recipes for local favorites.
Welcome back to the Last Best Beer Show. We're going to jump right in because we always do. We're going to talk about some national news. Now, this piece that was given to me, I've seen it float around, but my good friend Earl Allen, if you're listening, Earl, thank you for sending this to me, and I cannot wait to play another game of darts with you. Earl's a very good dart player. And anyway, so we're going to talk about this trend. I mean, it's a trend because it's happening almost weekly now. But the title of this article that was featured in Men's Journal, and we'll post a link on our Facebook page, it says, "Is that really craft beer?" ? There are 27 surprising corporate brewers. So again, it's this continuing conversation about the big guys buying out the little guys. So the Anheuser-Busch, Miller Coors groups buying craft breweries. And what is that really doing to perhaps the integrity and distribution of some of these smaller breweries? And there are a couple of craft brewers that have been really outspoken about the idea of big beers buying little beers. And two of those that are mentioned in this article are Sam Callione, who is the founder and owner of Dogfish Head, and which has made some incredible beer. And then Carol Stout, founder of Stout's Brewing. And Stout, actually, we have a connection to Stout right here in Missoula because the brewer, Gary Gagliardi at Missoula Brewing Company, came here from Stout's Brewing. So anyway, they're really just talking about what gets lost when these big breweries buy out these smaller ones. But more importantly, what does it really do to being able to distribute and own the market share? But I'll give you this. So the Brewers Association, based in Boulder, Colorado, which is the alliance of craft breweries. Now, what they defined as a craft brewery is someone that's making less than 6 million barrels of beer a year. No brewery in Montana comes close to that. And then also that they must have less than 25% ownership by a non-craft brewer as well. So anyway, this list of 27 different breweries is some are very well known. Blue Moon Brewing is owned by Miller Coors. 10 Barrel Brewing was bought by Anheuser-Busch a couple years ago. And then just more recently, Ballast Point Brewing, now owned by Constellation Brands, and some others as well. But it's pretty fascinating to see that this list keeps growing and growing and growing, like I said, weekly. And we're just going to keep following this. I think the new ones now are Camden Town Brewery over in the UK that's been purchased, but more closer to home, Breckenridge Brewery is now owned by Anheuser-Busch, or at least a majority stake. So, but it is. I mean, what does it come down to? That's the question that we always ask ourselves. Like, are you going to continue to drink beer because you really like it? And it was made in the U.S. originally by a craft brewer, and it's tasty. But then you also cannot start getting it now, like Ballast Point. We just got into Montana. So it is. It's kind of fascinating. It's just something I want you to be aware of, and just read this article that we are posting out there and comment there on our Facebook page and let us know what you think about this list. So we're going to jump right in. We got another cool guest lined up, and we're going to start right now. So each week we bring to you a segment on beer and food, which is always fun. And this week's topics, we're going to talk about food trucks, and we're going to talk about really good food. And I'm joined by June Slover, who is with Big Thai Country. So welcome to the Last Best Beer Show.
Hi. Thank you for having me here today.
So I saw you guys. I was out at the Dram Shop for their 1-year anniversary, and there you were, parked in front with your food truck with a big line. But what I'd like to ask you is, how long have you had this? When did you start the business?
I actually been cooking Thai food for a very long time, with over 10 years.
Okay.
With other business, but I was start my own business about 2 years ago. Just rent somebody commercial kitchen, and I have been to some events in Calas Park and Big Sky concert last 2 years, and it was very good, but it was really, really hard work to didn't have right equipment. Then I just thought to myself, so I need to get something to help me work better. And I thought about food truck. And I had two couple friends that helping me get the food truck. So we got the food truck in October last year from Oregon, and we start working on that since then. So it was ready to open February 18. That my first turned out very, very good. And we have a lot of people call and follow, and people saw me driving and they call, hey, where are you going tonight, and like that. That was really fun, really nice. So we got a lot of Facebook page. Very fun for me. So I getting really busy for this summer. The summer concert at Big Sky and my other events at Calas Park and some event at Fort Missoula.
So you started February 18th,
Yeah.
got going. Where was your first stop? Where did you start on that day?
Great Burn.
So Great Burn Brewing. And
First one, yes.
has that been breweries? Have that been especially successful to be parked at breweries? Is that where you are most often?
Like that will be my nightly week if I don't have other big events like a summer event, concert, or Calas Park. So I'm just parked at place. That worked really well. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
But when I have my big event like a summer event coming, so I will let them know like, hey, I have to go to this one, so I'm not gonna.
So if anyone's listening that might not be very familiar with Thai cuisine, run down with some of the options that you have on your menu for them.
Most people they know about noodles. That,
Yeah.
So for the people who doesn't know about Asian or like a Thai food, so we offer them the noodles. Is a rice noodle, so we call pad Thai. That is my number one selling on my menu.
Okay.
It seems like everybody know pad Thai. Even the people that who like don't know about Thai food, when they have tried noodles, pad Thai noodles. So they enjoy.
Pad Thai, you already have the name Thai in there, right? So it's an easy association.
Yeah. And the noodles, I mean, most people know, and easy to eat, noodles,
So what, if they want to explore and go beyond that, anything that's traditional that you also have, I'm thinking, is it banh mi? Or those Vietnamese?
No, so it's my second sale is spicy basil. The fresh basil with like either shrimp, chicken, or pork, stir fry, spicy. I mean, it doesn't have to be really, really spicy. So when people order, I'm just cooking medium. If they want more, they ask like, hey, can we do like Thai spicy? I mean Thai hot. You just throw it in, make it really hot.
Yeah.
And then top with the traditional spicy basil over rice. In Thailand, it's topped with fried egg.
Okay.
So people like it.
Do you expect to change the menu over the course of the year, or stick with what's working?
Actually, what we doing now, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 like entry each night, but like every few days, so I rotate, take something out and put new item on.
Are you working, you listed some breweries with me that you are at, so Great Burn is included, Draft Works is included.
Coming this week.
Kettle House.
Next week, Kettle House on North Side.
Are you just looking to set up at any brewery that would have you, or do you have other events that you try to go to every week?
Right now, I have a lot of summer events that line up on my calendar. A lot of them on the way until end of August. But those events have not start until June. But from now until like end of May, I still with did free brewery. And then I have other brewery company that contact me, leave me a card. So I don't have chance to talk to them yet. And also right now, I'm already full. Yeah. 6 nights a week. So I took one night off for myself.
Good for you. That's hard work.
So that's why I'm hopping around with these 3 because it's already full. So, and what else? I got people asking me for lunch, set up lunch somewhere 1 or 2 days a week. So I am looking into that, but I am not sure yet when. It's coming soon. So yeah, it will be soon. So.
Very good. So the best ways for people to find out where you're going to be on your Facebook page?
Yes. So we update that every day.
Okay.
Yep. To let people know where we at.
Excellent. Well, June, thank you so much for talking about Big Thai Country. And we'll put a link on our Facebook page as well to your Facebook page so people can follow you around. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me today.
My pleasure. That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Last Best Beer Show, brought to you here on Newstalk KGVO every Friday and Saturday nights. And it's always a pleasure to talk beer and hear from you guys. So please connect to us. We're always on Instagram. We're always on Facebook. And we love hearing from you. And give us ideas for this next show. But we had a great week this last week, and we got to do our business and brews with our good friend Tim France down at Warden's Market and Deli. But I want to say, look for us here this April. We don't have the date set, but we do know we're going to be hanging with our good friends at the Rhino. Kevin Head and Brad Martins, our good friends down there that have opened the Rhino. we are surely going to bring another sellout crowd down there, and we'll post the date here very soon. And until then, keep in touch. Be looking at MissoulaBeerWeek.com for Missoula Craft Beer Week events. And if you're getting to travel around the state, definitely check out Montana Brewery Passport.com. Get your passport stamped at all the Montana breweries. Until next week, Missoula, I say to you, cheers.
Love craft beer and want to learn how to brew your own? Take this online course to get insider tips from Montana brewers and top secret recipes for local favorites.